Hello and welcome to the Leveling Up Podcast with me, George Swift from Bigger, Brighter, Bolder. I'm also the founder of BBB Success Groups for ambitious entrepreneurs and extreme growth masterminds. The Leveling Up Podcast is here to give you the personal development, the entrepreneurial development, and the business growth that you, the small business owner, desires. We're here to give you the inspiration, the motivation, and to challenge your aspirations to take you and your business to the next level. Don't forget to tune in every Monday and Wednesday for mindset, attitude, personal performance, and business growth content. And every Friday when we do our Friday 5-minute fix. Subscribe to this podcast and never miss an episode. Okay, so today it is our Friday 5-minute fix. And today we are talking about ditching your to-do list. Now, for some of you, this will be liberating. For some of you, it's going to be anxiety inducing. For some of you, you are a to-do list addict. You have them everywhere. Or even worse, you have one massive, humongous to-do list of all things that need to be done ever on this list. If you are a to-do list addict, if you work off to-do lists, then I want to get you off of that, okay? And I want to give you a better way of setting up your day, a better way of being much more productive, and also to remove the overwhelm that can come when you look at these massive to-do lists, whether these are actual lists that you write out or type out, or whether these are lists that you're even worse, trying to hold in your head all day and every day, okay? So the first thing you need to understand, this ties in really closely with what we talked about on Monday, actually, Monday's podcast, and that is this, right? There is way more, as an entrepreneur, there is way more that you could do than you can actually do, right? In other words, right now, there's 100 things that you could be doing right now in business and in your life. The challenge is to choose the ones that are going to get you the best results, the most productive activity for getting the result that you're working towards right now, that's taking you towards your goals, taking you towards your objectives, taking you towards your vision, what it is that you're trying to create. And what happens, of course, is there's so many things that jump up and shout at us. On Monday, we were talking about sticking to your own agenda, and we were talking about how other people have their agendas. And you go through your life, you say, right, this is what my day has in store for me. This is what I'm focusing on today. And literally, you can probably get out of bed, walk downstairs, and instantly you're on other people's agendas. Other people have got other ideas about what you should be doing today. Other people, maybe on email, your clients, the phone calls, the text messages, social media. Suddenly all these things come steaming in and they all have their own agendas. And suddenly this clarity that you might have had in the morning is gone before you've even had your cornflakes, okay? So we want to ditch this idea of an overwhelming to-do list, and what we want to do is go through a 3-step process I'm going to give you for making sure that you always get done what you need to get done every single day in order to achieve your long-term objectives. Because the only way you're going to achieve your longer-term objectives, your big goals, is by consistently doing what you need to do each day. On Wednesday this week, we did a podcast and we talked about Bruce Lee, right? And Bruce Lee's quote, which says, long-term consistency beats short-term intensity. So in other words, we want to consistently and persistently keep stepping up and doing the things that are going to move our business forward, move our life forward, move us forward, so that we ultimately achieve our end goals, that we achieve our end game. So if you're an optimist like me, then you probably are over-optimistic about how much you can get in a day. So most people, even if they're doing daily to-do lists, right, rather than having that one stream, that big, long, gargantuan to-do list, they might write a to-do list out every day. And most people, okay, are over-optimistic what they can get done. And they might write on that to-do list, 10 things, 12 things, 15 things. They may start off with 5 even, but literally by 11 o'clock in the morning, they've added another 5. And the list can grow and grow, it becomes overwhelming, and you end the day having not completed your to-do list because, let's be honest, it was probably impossible to actually complete because you gave yourself 8 hours to do 20 hours worth of work, okay? So if you're an optimistic like me, an over-optimistic in terms of what you can achieve and get done, this is even more important. However, this is still an important process, I believe, for everyone being super uber productive and keeping themselves on their own agenda. So here we go, 3-step process. Step number 1. Ask yourself the question, okay? What is it you want to actually do today? So in the morning, when you would normally do your to-do list, and if you don't do a to-do list, you're doing it in the morning anyway, when you do your planning for the day, And if you don't do planning for the day, you need to start. So you start off by saying, what is it I want to get done today? Okay, so that's fine. This is like your bucket. This is a bit like your to-do list, okay? So you put everything in this bucket that you would like to get done today. Now, it will be almost certainly, as a busy entrepreneur, almost certainly more than you could ever possibly get done in a single day, okay? But we're putting it all in there to get it out of our head. So we put it in this bucket. This is what I want to get done today. It's what I want to do today. Then we pass it through a second process. Step 2 is you ask the question, what can I actually get done today? So you take a little bit of time, and that optimistic part of yourself has to take a little bit of a back seat. The pragmatist comes forward, the realist, inverted commas, comes forward, looks at this list, and it starts looking at your day, and it looks at, for example, you've got 4 hours of appointments, so you know you've only got another maybe 5 hours of work or 4 hours of work, but you know you've also promised you're going to do this particular thing. So suddenly you're looking at your day, and you're thinking in your head, the optimist is thinking, we've got an 8-hour day. You look at it and thinking, actually, I've got a 2-hour day. Right? I've got 2 hours where I can actually get some of this shit done. So then you say, right, what can I actually get done out of this list, right? And you start to get a realistic head on your shoulders about what can actually be achieved given the time that you have today. Step 3, you ask the question, what will I do today? And this needs to be the most productive stuff, the most productive activities for growing your business or pushing your agenda forward for achieving the current goals that you're working towards. So this list might start off with 15 things, 20 things, right? This bucket of to-dos is what I want to do. Then maybe you start getting realistic and think, God, I've only got 90 minutes today, or I've got an hour today. Maybe you've got 7 hours or 8 hours, but you start looking at your day and saying, right, what can I actually do today? And then you say, what will I do? And this is where you pick 1, 2, or 3 things based on the amount of time that you have today, spare, based on how long it's going to actually take to do the 1, 2, or 3 things. You merge those 2 things together. That is your list for the day. And I mean this, I've done this over and over again with people, and you have massive to-do lists, and systematically, consistently, you'll only get 1, 2, or 3 things done every single day, right? If you're a busy entrepreneur, you get pulled in other things. You know, you open your email and there's 1,000 things to do, etc. I mean this, right? If you just did the 1, 2, or 3 most productive things every single day that moved your business forward, that took you towards your current goals and objectives, you'd be so much more productive than just having this to-do list in either in the ether, in your head, or on the fridge, or whatever it might be. It's completely overwhelming, where you go through the list and you're either just picking things off randomly, or you're ignoring the really important stuff because it's uncomfortable and going for the easier stuff. Because when it's on one big list together, it all seems to have the same priority, which obviously it's not. So suddenly maybe you're doing another load of washing when you should be doing your sales calls or something like this. You're distracting yourself from the stuff that needs to get done. This process is really simple. You look at the day. It's not a massive to-do list. You've got your big to-do list. That is like the big bucket, the dustbin, right? That you get everything out of your head and have a to-do list. I do have a to-do list, but it's literally a dustbin full of stuff, right? It's where I get it out of my head so I don't have to think about it. Every day I get the bucket in front, and this is what I want to do. You go for that bucket. This is what I can actually do. You then sift through the stuff, the most productive activities that take you towards your current goals, assuming you're setting your goals properly. If you don't have current, like, hard fixed goals, this bit obviously is harder to do. The more firmly placed goals that you have that you're working, the clearer the vision, the more clarity you have right now, the easier it is to decipher what is the most productive activity to move you towards those outcomes. You take 1, 2, or 3 things, draw a line under it. That's what you're going to do. If by some chance you manage to have more time than you think, or you get a cancellation, or the things don't take as long as you thought they would, by all means you can go back to that list and you can then start doing more of those things. But only have 1, 2, or 3 things that will happen, and that's what you are absolutely disciplined to making happen. If you end up with more time or more space, then you can do more. However, if you run out of time, you don't get to park it. This is where the discipline really pays off. What you do is you say the 1, 2, or 3 things, and if you haven't done the 1, 2, or 3 things by 5 or 6 o'clock, you don't get to clock off work. If you have to go and pick up the kids, you go and pick up the kids, but you come back home and then you still do the 1, 2, or 3 things, right? The reason being is you're creating the discipline in yourself that when you say, this is what I will do, this is what actually happens, and you have to then discipline your mind and your unconscious to be focused on the things that absolutely need to get done. This ties in really closely with the Wednesday podcast we did this week as well. I sometimes like group these together where they make sense. I like it when the Friday kind of brings the Monday and the Wednesday session together. If you haven't listened to those podcasts, definitely go and listen to those two, okay? They're the longer podcast format, and they give you great content around what I'm really summarizing here with this 3-step process. But basically, as I said in the on Wednesday's podcast, you then have to be the boss. Your unconscious says, oh, it didn't matter really, oh, we'll do it tomorrow or whatever it might be, or we'll do it later. You are the boss and you're like, no, these are 1, 2, or 3 things that are gonna happen. If they don't happen, you become the boss and you sit there and say, right, we don't get to go home until they're done. We don't get to go to bed until we're done. And your brain may kick and scream, but as long as you are absolutely forceful with yourself and you're absolutely disciplined with yourself, eventually what happens is your brain starts to toe the line. And when you come up with these lists in the future, 1, 2, or 3 things, your brain starts to say, hang on a minute, I don't know if I can do number 3. Now we're absolutely getting really productive in our planning and everything else, because now instead of just putting a load of shit on there that we're hoping to do, we're starting to learn what we can actually achieve. So now you're saying, I don't think I can do number 3, so now it's 1 and 2. But guess what? Number 1 and 2 are the 2 most productive things for moving your business forward, to achieving your current goals. That is going to move you forward massively, so much more than having 100 things and not achieving any of them, or achieving a random 1 or 2 or 3 on that list. But have the discipline. What you say you will do, you absolutely must do. Otherwise, the unconscious starts to rule the show, and then you write these 3 things down, but you're still only doing 1 of them or none of them, and nothing changes. The discipline is this, the 3-step process. Number 1, you've got your to-do list in a big old dustbin, right? Get it out your head. Every day, have a bucket in front of you. This is what I want to get done. It could be 10, 12, 15 things. You then sit there and say, right, how much time do I actually have today to really work on this stuff? Then you say, right, what can I achieve, right? What can I achieve today? And then you write a commitment out. What will I do today? The most productive activities for growing your business, for achieving your current goals. Those 3 things absolutely must get done, even if you're kicking and screaming to the early hours of the morning, because that's how you're going to train your unconscious that the next day and the next day you do this process, you get better and better at being really efficient at working out what you can actually achieve and what you will do, and you do what you need to do. That's when it starts to really pay off. Long-term consistency beats short-term intensity. Okay, a little bit longer than 5 minutes. I call them 5-minute fix. What we're really saying is these are shorter podcasts that I like sometimes to summarize the week we've done so far, send you into the weekend thinking differently, maybe giving you a different way of doing, like today, doing your day-to-day planning. Take this into your week next week, give it a go for a week or 2, and I promise you it absolutely will start to pay off. Okay, awesome guys, thanks for being a part of this. If you are a 5-figure business, if you're currently doing 20, 30, 40, 50,000, and you want to know what's it going to take to hit 100K or more in your business in the next 12 months or less, get yourself onto the Fast Track webinar that I've prepared for you. Just go to biggerbrighterbolder.co.uk/fast track. You'll see the link in the descriptions as well. Get your business on its 6-figure fast track. Take your business from 20, 30, 40, 50,000 to 100 grand or more in turnover in the next 12 months or less. Have an awesome weekend. Don't forget to subscribe to this podcast if you haven't already. Never miss an episode. I'll see you next week. Until then, as always, be successful.